The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
It's coming.
All these voices. All these voices.
They're mine. They're not yours. You had no right to them when you were alive, and you have no right to them when you're dead. That's what it sounded like. Good, you know who I am. And you know I'm not playing. You're going to let those women go. In Jesus' name, you're going to let those women go.
Is there a demon here watching us right now? Watching us right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Staring into the Abyss. I am your host, horror author James Hershey Jr., and with me, as always, my co-host, old boy James Ash. How you doing, brother?
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody's night going?
All right, tonight's episode is going to be interesting, and it's topical. It's about something that's going on right now. As you all know, there have been several unidentified objects that have been shot down within the last, week. This all started with a spy balloon from China, communist China. They sent a balloon over, and we first, supposedly in the beginning, we saw it as it was already in United States airspace, but now we find out they're saying they saw it when it first took off. And for whatever reason, our dumbass president allowed it to go over top of the entire United States and hover over sensitive nuclear sites and bases and all kinds of stuff that the Chinese wanted to look at, and we let them look at it. Now, we can get into why that is or whatever if you guys want, whatever. I'm not particularly bothered about the politics of it right now. I think Democrat or Republican, we can all agree that Biden is an absolute disaster. He is horrible. Not only is he a moron, but he's proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that a lot of those policy ideas are garbage. They're not going to work. But like I said, politics aside, we can deal with that some other time. A lot of people are saying that what this might be is some sort of alien invasion. So is it an alien invasion? Is it not an alien invasion? Is what's being shot down, are they UFOs? Now, unidentified flying objects, I guess you could say UFO. But are they alien? That's what we all think of when we think of UFO. Is it an alien craft? Or is it terrestrial? That's the question that's on everybody's mind. You'll hear people talking about fake alien invasion. We'll get into that tonight as well. I have some definite thoughts on that, and I have a lot of good information for you on a lot of these different points. Let's start with the quote-unquote conspiracy theory that the government is going to fake an alien invasion in order to distract the public and to gain more control. You know, institute a one-world government to where, hey, we all have to band together to fight these nasty, nasty aliens. I wouldn't put it past not only our government, but the one-world government, quote-unquote. These deep state fools, I wouldn't put it past them at all to try something like this. But I want to talk a little bit about Project Bluebeam because it's never been actually proven to be real. The Canadian author who first wrote about it and came up with it and introduced the world to it, he took a lot of different leaps of logic that I would say probably the evidence doesn't support. So there's never been any actual proof that this is a real thing, that it actually exists, that the government has such a plan. Now, this could be one of those situations where we manifest our own reality. Some people could have started talking about Project Bluebeam. They could have said, hey, man, I saw this Canadian author wrote about this. This is kind of a cool thing, man. Let's spread this everywhere. Let's talk about it. And they started believing it and telling everybody about it, and it just kind of became legend. But the problem is that other truth seekers or conspiracy people or whatever you want to call them are not the only ones that are going to be noticing that kind of chatter. The government also notices that kind of chatter, so they could have heard it and thought, you know what? We weren't going to do that, but that's a damn good idea. Let's try that. Could be. It wouldn't be the first time that that's happened. So, is it an actual alien invasion? Is it a fake alien invasion? Is it spy drones? Or is it all BS? That's kind of the questions we have to ask tonight. On aliens, I would say there is a 0% chance. Big fat goose egg. Nada. None. No chance that this is aliens. And I'll explain why I said that. And I know a lot of people are going to groan and go, what the hell? You're supposed to believe in this stuff. I 100% believe that aliens exist. They are out there. I 100% believe that. But let's look at this logically, like thinking human beings. Every other account that we have, look at the Navy accounts of where they came up on these Tic Tac UFOs, they call them, the UAPs. And they said they were able to just dart off at a 90-degree angle. Zip, zip, zoom, gone. And they couldn't even hope to keep up with them. They couldn't target them. They couldn't do anything. They were way too fast and maneuverable. Every single report that we have from any kind of reputable sources, whether it is military, law enforcement, even pilots for commercial airlines, every single one has said the same thing. That these craft are insanely fast and maneuverable. That they can't even barely watch where they go. That's how fast they are. Now, you're going to tell me that craft that the very best Navy pilots flying state-of-the-art planes couldn't even keep up with these things, much less shoot them down. But you're going to tell me that all of a sudden, dumbass Biden, you know, the guy that eats ice cream all the time and can't figure out which way he's going off the stage, that dumbass, the guy that likes to sniff little girls, you're telling me that dude has been able to figure out the whole thing. He's been able to make sure that the military knows exactly where to go. And all of a sudden, the military has the capability to shoot these things down. Not one, not a lucky shot, like literally 3 or 4 in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Shoot them all down. Where before they couldn't even hope to keep up with them. They were too fast. But now all of a sudden they're these big, slow-moving objects that they can just shoot down at will. BS. BS. Another point. The military claims we don't know what they are. We can't identify them. Okay? So you mean to tell me that you are flying sorties up against these things? You are shooting a $400,000 missile into this object to blow it up. And you have no idea what it is? No idea. None. Not a clue. Couldn't even hazard a guess. Don't know what it is. So what if it's just some guy in a hot air balloon? Just some dude taking his kid up. Hey, man, let's go up in a hot air balloon today and let's look at the sights. Oh, $400,000 missile. Boom. You go. Really? They have no idea what it is? If you're a hunter, like I am, one of the things that you're taught very, very early before you ever get a gun in your hands out in the woods, is to identify your target before you fire. That's basic gun safety. So if it's basic gun safety to be able to identify your target before you fire, don't you think that before you shoot a $400,000 missile that's capable of just blowing it to smithereens, that you might want to know what the hell you're shooting at? So that's the story they're going to stick with. That they have no idea what in the hell it is that they shot down. None. But they just decided it'd be a good idea to blow it up. Just because it was floating there. Could have been a hot air balloon. Could have been a weather balloon. Could have been a UFO. Could have been a seagull. Could have been Superman. Up and away, baby. Boom! Not anymore. Really? BS. They might not want to tell you what it is, but you can be damn sure that they have identified that object before they fired. Simply because you don't want to shoot down a commercial plane or some sort of civilian aircraft. For all you know, that could be a dad and a son out there flying a balloon, like I said. And you're just going to blow it up because you have no idea what the hell it was? Come on, man. You want me to believe that? BS. They're lying to you. And that just happens to be really convenient because that's what they do best. This damn government lies all the time. That should be another clue for you. If they're all saying that this is happening, do we even really know that it is? Now that might sound crazy. Oh my God, is he saying that it's not even happening at all? Maybe. How many times, guys? How many times over the last 4 or 5 years have we seen the entire media and all these same jokers that are in charge now? How many times have we seen them lie to our faces over and over and over again? Do I need to go through the list? Do you remember the PP tape? Supposedly, Trump had a Russian prostitute pee on him while he was laying in a bed that Obama had slept in or some nonsense like that, they said. 100% false. 100% BS. Trump's a damn germaphobe, man. He wouldn't be nowhere near a woman peeing on him. 100% false. Stormy Daniels, remember that? 100% false. She admitted herself she was lying. Remember the collusion, Russian collusion? 100% false. Mueller said there was no collusion. Jesse Smollett, remember him? Oh, some MAGA guys came and they put a noose around my neck and they beat the shit out of me. False. 100% lie. Remember the noose at the NASCAR thing? Remember the Border Patrol guy with the reins in his hands? Oh, he's got a whip. He's whipping immigrants. Still think they don't lie to you? Remember the Ukraine call? Oh, they were all up in arms about that. Oh, Trump trying to get them to do all this horrible stuff and lying about him until he released the call. He released the transcript and you could read it for yourself. And then that dumbass Adam Schiff still got up in Congress and lied about it to the American people even though Trump released the transcript. And everybody knew he was full of it. All these people do is lie. Wear your mask, it'll protect you. BS. Dozens and dozens and dozens of studies prove don't do nothing. Get your jab. It'll save your life, except for it won't. Does nothing to stop transmission. All they do is lie. But we're supposed to believe what they're telling us. How do we even know that anything's been shot down? You can say, well, the military said it was. Okay, you talked to the pilot? Or we just heard from some officer, some general somewhere. Some lefty general they put in place. You know, the same guys that can't figure out if they're men or women or dressing in drag and all this crap. Those people, we're supposed to believe them. Might not even be happening. So you ask me, what is it? If it's not aliens, is it another country spying on you? Maybe. If it's real, maybe. But even if that's the case, you know what it really is? I'll tell you what it really is. It's a distraction. That's all this is. There's been countries spying on us since the Revolutionary War. George Washington had his own company of spies that he came up with, that he sent over to spy on the British. Oldest time, man. All through the Cold War, Russia spied on us. They had agents come right into America and honeypot our people. Bring some fine Russian honey. And she'd all talk sexy to you, and you'd be like, oh man, she looked good. I'll tell you anything you want to know, baby. Over and over and over again. I mean, China's flying a damn balloon over top America. He didn't do nothing. He waited until it was all the way past America, out into the ocean, before he shot it down. And conveniently, it'll fall into the salt water and you won't be able to really recover any data from it. That sure is convenient. Let me ask you this. If that balloon is capable of flying from mainland China all the way over here, and they can steer it because they went to different sites, and we know that it's carrying a payload because it's carrying a bunch of equipment to help it spy on us. Cameras and such to film, take pictures. All kinds of equipment. It's really big, the payload. So if it's capable of doing that, it's capable of carrying a dirty bomb, a nuclear device. You can fit a dirty bomb into a suitcase, detonate it, and then take out a whole city. What happens if you detonate that same bomb in the atmosphere over top of the city? You get what's called an EMP, electromagnetic pulse. It fries all electronics, essentially sending us back to the Stone Age. Flintstones. Beat the Flintstones. That's what we're going to be doing. Now, is there a way to protect against an EMP? Well, of course there is. Easy technology. A metal box. A Faraday cage is what they call it. That's all it is. A metal box that shields the electronics. Now, we had an opportunity to completely protect our infrastructure and everything in this country over multiple presidents. Trump started to do some of it, but I don't think he got finished. It's kind of hard when the other side's fighting you every second over everything. But I think some of our infrastructure is protected, but not enough. So what happens if China flies one of these balloons over and just happens to detonate a little bitty nuke in the atmosphere and kind of fry our electronics? Man, we'd be primed for an attack then, wouldn't we? See, that's what all you knuckleheads need to understand and talk about. Well, it's no big deal. They got satellites. They can look at us anyway. They're using like 11th century technology, a balloon, to fly over our country. Now, that serves a couple different purposes. One is to prove that they can, and to kind of fine-tune the navigation and everything so that if they want to do an attack like I just described, an EMP attack, they have the capability to do it. Two, it's to kind of test to see what our response is going to be. And three, I think it's just kind of a brag. It's a way to rub it in our face and say, look what we can do. And there's nothing you're going to do about it because we own you. Why do you think we've been paying a lot of these politicians' sons and daughters and cousins and uncles and brothers and all this kind of stuff? 90 to 95% of DC is bought and paid for by Communist China. It's time to wake up, guys. It's going to be go time soon. I mean, if they launch an attack, what are you going to do about it? Can you count on the military anymore? I mean, God bless the military, but look at the leadership anymore, man. They got rid of a lot of the really good generals. And And they put all these lefties in there. All these people that don't know if they're a man or a woman. And they're more worried about gender inclusion and having seminars about that garbage than they are fighting. I don't give a damn if you're a man, woman, or whatever you think you are. It's got no place in the military. I'm not saying you can't be in the military. I don't give a damn if you're whatever you are and you're in the military. But you're there for one reason, and one reason only. That's to kick ass. You are there to fight, to protect our country. You should not be wasting any time talking about that nonsense. I don't need you talking about whether you're a man or woman. I don't need you talking about who you love and want to marry. I don't need you talking about global warming or any of that other garbage. Focus on the mission. Protect the homeland. All that other crap, leave it at the door. The problem is they're weakening us. They're weakening our entire country. And we're primed for an attack. Look at all the stuff that's coming out. Now, I got to be real careful when I talk about this because I will get the channel in trouble again, and I do not want to do that. Because last time we lost several thousand subscribers overnight. They shadow banned us, so they weren't even sharing our videos, none of that stuff. But a certain client list is getting ready to be released. They announced it, that they're going to be releasing a lot of documents on that case. A lot of big-name politicians and powerful people are fixing to be named. Good old Hunter, he done admitted that laptop was his. His lawyers filed a threat letter that they're gonna file a lawsuit because the media they don't control now, and people on social media are talking about his laptop and all the stuff that's on it. You know, like the child trafficking and all the naughty stuff that we're not supposed to talk about on YouTube because you get banned. All that nasty stuff that he has on his laptop. He admitted that it's his because his lawyers said, you can't be talking about that. About his laptop like that. His property. That's his intellectual property. It's on that laptop. You can't be discussing it. And then somebody said, wait a minute. That means that it's his, right? Because you just said it's his laptop and his intellectual property. So that means you're admitting that it's his. And they, oh, no, we're not admitting that. We're just saying if it was his. Wait a minute, that don't work. So that's going on. There's a lot of stuff like that happening where a lot of information's coming out. They're catching on hidden camera these idiots doing all kinds of horrible things all the time. You see it, Project Veritas all the time releasing videos where they're admitting all kinds of stuff to the pharmaceutical companies and all these people. Now, I can't go into detail. I know you want me to go into detail and name names. Trust me, I know you do. And you know the names just as well as I know the names. There's no need for me to say them. Because if I say them, the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get in trouble again. And I don't want to get in trouble again. Because that almost nuked the channel last time. It still hasn't really recovered. It still doesn't get the views it used to get or any of that stuff. We're still shadow banned. But I'm not going to name names and go into great details with the trigger words that are getting me in trouble. But you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. So all of that is getting ready to come out. It's already been announced that they're going to be releasing that information. So if they're going to be releasing that information, it seems to me that is a perfect reason to have a distraction. Now, is it Project Bluebeam like I talked about earlier? Probably not, because I don't even think that's a real thing. There's no proof that that actually is real. There's a lot of theory on it, but it's never been proven. And like I said earlier, the Canadian author that actually brought that up in the first place, a lot of leaps of logic that I wouldn't have made. So, probably not real. But as I also said, I wouldn't put it past the government to do it. So many, guys. I could go down another list of trigger words that'll get me banned. of these events that they use to get into situations. It's a double letter, is what the initials are. You understand what I'm saying. That's one of those words you can't say. Well, it's two words, actually. Same first letter, same on both of them. You can't say it. If you say that, oh boy, you in trouble. So you can't say it. But you know what I'm talking about. Hell, it's like we already live in communist China, ain't it? You can't even speak your mind. You can't speak the truth. Even if you can prove it. I can prove everything I say. I can present you with documentation to prove every bit of it. Doesn't matter. I can't say it. Just saying it gets you banned. That's crazy. I thought we lived in America. I thought you had freedom of speech here, but you don't. Not anymore. Not since these communist leftists took over. They want to control what you say, what you do, what you think, everything. And they're winning. That war, at least. Because we can't say it. I mean, I can say it. But you know what's going to happen if I say it? Channel's going to get nuked. I'm going to get in trouble. Like always. Cost me a fortune. Fined out the ass. That's what happens. That's what happens. So they create a situation where they're not telling you absolutely can't say it, but if you do say it, you're going to get banned. So basically, you can't say it. They take away your account. They destroy it. They destroy your channel. See, a lot of people wondered why I played a lot of video games on the channel. I went from doing all paranormal stuff and all shows and all that kind of conspiracy stuff. Then all of a sudden I started playing video games for a while. And I still put out, the show every week, but in between I would play video games. And people wondered, what the hell are you doing? Well, the reason I did that was because I needed a bunch of videos that would trick the algorithm into thinking that it was a harmless channel again. That I wasn't talking about nothing I wasn't supposed to be talking about. And until I did that, for like several months, every time we would get subscribers, it would drop right back off the same day. So as soon as people would subscribe to the channel, they'd be cut off. But once I did that, I tricked the algorithm and it kind of started letting people subscribe again and stay subscribed for a little while until they figured out what I was doing. And once I realized it wasn't working no more, I kind of stopped doing it. But it's sad that you got to go to that kind of lengths in order to try to keep your channel alive. I mean, that's nuts, man. So what do I think it is? I'm kind of way off on a tangent. It's a distraction. That's my ruling on it. Is it aliens? Hell no. 0% chance it's aliens. I do believe aliens exist. But this ain't it. There's no way in hell we'd be able to shoot them down, guys. We wouldn't be 3 for 3, 4 for 4, whatever, shooting down aliens. Nah, ain't gonna happen. They're so far advanced, man. So much further advanced than we are. They got here from wherever they are. We can't do that. Their craft that we've seen in the past are so fast and so maneuverable. We can't even keep up with them. But yet somehow we're just shooting them down left and right now like no big deal. BS, man. They're full of it. My idea here is either what we're dealing with is some sort of drone, whether it's foreign or domestic. It might be our own drones. It might be some black label project here, some black book project that nobody knows about, that they're intentionally sending up just to get shot down, to create the distraction they need. Wouldn't put it past them. They've done worse. Or it's either something like that, or it's another country like China or Russia sending stuff, and we're shooting it down. Just drones that are trying to spy on us. Or it could be also that nothing is actually happening at all. They're just lying. They're just pretending like they're shooting something down and nothing's actually happening. Have you seen any footage of anything getting shot down? Have you talked to any witnesses that say, hey man, I just saw something get shot down? No. They're just telling you they're doing it. They tell you a lot of things. 99% of them are lies. So that's what I think. I'm going to throw it over to old boy and see what he thinks. And then we will wrap up after he's done, I reckon. Old boy, go ahead, brother.
Thank you, James. And this is something new. It's been going on for the last week or so. So I want to know what your guys' opinion is. I'm going to tell you mine in a couple minutes, and I'm going to tell you stuff that's been going on. Excuse me again. Thank you for joining us. If you have opinions, always leave your comments on below, and we will get back with you, or we'll say our opinions. Please don't fight with people. Don't say anything offensive, because, you know, people have differences of opinions. But not everybody can handle the truth. Remember that. But back to what we were going to talk about. So, in the last week or so, week and a half, things have been getting shot down. I know the water balloon was with the China thing, and we all know about the first thing. Then another one, and then there's some other objects that came out getting shot down in Canada and in Alaska. I know they chased off some Russian, and then I know there's something happened in Latin America, and in Romania they failed to shoot down whatever was there, and then there's something else that happened today. I know something's going on with Russia. They intercepted a Russian planes or something like that yesterday or day before. Something else happened again today. What is it? I know the Chinese spy balloon, whatever that crap is, we all know what that is. So we're not even going to go there because it's too much stuff being talked about already. And that was over a week ago. These other things, we have to be careful what we say. Because some people think they're aliens. Are we getting some people? I've even seen stuff about alien invasions. Even today, he was talking about what is this stuff. They don't know about 3 or 4 different things they're not saying, or they just don't want us to know. I know a couple things are other countries, and then other stuff are happening in other countries. Like, I know stuff has happened in Romania, Canada, and America. Both had issues, and I know Latin America somewhere. So what's going on? I even heard something by South Korea now. In Japan or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not. That could be another exaggerations that people are saying. But I've been seeing a lot of people are saying, are we under attack by aliens? I'm going to tell you this. When we're sending our best new planes after something, we could shoot it down without using our planes, guys. We're using our Raptors. Those are like the best planes we have right now that we're talking about. What do I think? I think some of it is the weather balloon thing, and I think some countries are spying or whatever. Or just could be some. And if it was like independent, somebody doing a study or something, they would have come out and said something now. They're not talking about some of this. And what they are talking about, they're not really wanting people know what they are and clear answers. One day this was going to happen. You knew it. You knew it was coming. You live on a rock, like I said, in the ocean, called Mars, planets, all those, the solar systems. That's the ocean. That goes endless and endless. Different universes, different places. We have seen stuff over hundreds of thousands of years. They have drawings on walls. The Egyptians, the Mayans, the Romans, the early Protestants, all these people throughout time talk about aliens. We still do every day. And still people don't want to realize what's going on because they don't want to know the truth. And I heard that, and this is a funny saying the other day. Somebody said they don't want to know the truth because they want to live a normal lie. That's sad. That you're that privileged to think there's nothing else out there but us. And some of it's because of, and I'm not going to say all, some of it's religious. And I know people are thinking this is evil, and trust me, it's not. This is going to change everything if this is true. Everything you think of and know of is going to change. They don't want people to panic. They don't want people to know the truth because normal people are not going to be able to handle this stuff. Like me and you, we knew it. We knew it was coming. I think they showed, like, in the United States alone, 60-something% of people believe the aliens exist. I think it's like 69. Almost 70% of people believe it in this country. And I think altogether, I think it was in like 75%. So, I mean, we know it's out there. We know there's different things out there we're never going to be able to explain. And they're finally coming. And I'm trying to, my arm's getting tired, guys, because I'm holding this phone. We knew it was coming one day. We saw it on TV. The movies exaggerated it, but it's coming. And the funny thing is, people were talking about this a couple years ago. After what's next, COVID, now we're going to have alien invasions. It's not impossible. I'm not going to say this is 100% alien. I don't know that. But something's going on they don't want us to know. And I'm really kind of uncomfortable talking about it because they don't really want us to know what's going on. Are we being attacked? Are we being spied on? I believe that. That's been going on for years. I mean, that's probably the last 50, 60 years we've been, or longer, we've been getting spied on. We do the same thing, so we'll leave it at that. No surprise there. There's something going on they don't want us to know, and it's been for a while. So they throw all this stuff at us. I know some documents are coming out too. I don't want to bring it up because what it's about, but other stuff is coming out. So some of this might be to get your attention away from it, and other things are going on. Because I saw the giant glacier, the one, if it melts, it's gonna cause flooding over the world. Possibility, never know. But that's for a different story. We can do a different show. My personal opinion is I won't be surprised what it is. I don't know if we should pick a fight with something that's got a lot more technology. But remember, we know certain species, in my opinion, is we know other aliens ourselves that probably giving us weapons to help to defend ourselves, or they're helping us. I wouldn't say good or bad. It's just we're on certain alien side, just like there's certain probably don't like us. Just look at how we are. And maybe they're sick of seeing us do things. They saw what's going on with COVID, all the stuff that's going on over the world, and they're just tired of seeing us destroy ourselves. And maybe they're making a point. It's just a theory. I'm not saying it's 100% fact. I'm just putting theories out there. What do you like? Again, tell us what you think in the comments. I wanted to do the show since last week, and now we're doing it. So, all I'm going to say is my personal opinion is, don't be surprised other things are coming. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. Keep watching the skies, because I'm telling you, other things are coming. Now, the spy things, that's going to happen too. Just remember that. So that's why I said take some of this out of that. That's like 40 to 50%, half of that, maybe 30. I'm not going to say 40 or 50. 35% of that's that. So we all know that. So just put that into factor. We throw that out of the way. We all know that part's probably there in some airplanes. So I would like to know what people's comments of what you think it is. We knew one day where one of our shows are going to be about this. It's no surprise. I'm not surprised. And it's just fascinating to me. It took this long. Like I said, you're going to see more and more reports coming. This ain't the end of it. When it happens, excuse me, when it happens or they ever show up, just remember these shows that we used to do, or we still do. Or like we're not here anymore, but if you're watching the show one day in the future, maybe 30, 40 years from now, that we talked about this issue, this situation, I wouldn't say an issue, this situation that's going on right now, this episode might be something. Maybe it's not. Maybe nothing ever comes. I have a feeling more stuff's coming. It's going to blow your mind. I don't think regular people are going to know how to deal with it because they lived in a bubble all their life. I don't live in bubbles. I'm a realist. Reality is everything. Perceptions. What people usually live their life with. Perceptions of this and perceptions of that. People think we're crazy because we hunt ghosts, monsters, and aliens and breathe in conspiracy theories. All kinds of cool, crazy stuff. Well, we're not so crazy anymore, are we? You know what's funny is? Paranormal is like one of the most popular things going right now. Aliens, Bigfoot, Dogman, conspiracy theories is like the most popular stuff going on right now. Just like The Last of Us, it's some kind of fungus. It's not like zombies, but that's a real fungus. There really is a thing. It only does with insects, but it takes over their body. So, the giant squid, people didn't think that exists. The silly fan, people didn't think that existed, and it does. The Megalodon, they're already showing there's a giant shark. They don't know what kind it is, but it's probably that or a species of it. There's stuff out there now that's real. I want to do a show soon about the mammoths. They're going to bring them back. Just like the dodo birds, they want to bring those back. I don't know if you read that. They're bringing those back too. And then they want to try bringing dinosaurs back. And like I said, it's not a good idea. Don't want to get too much into that because we're getting off subject. But it would be cool to see mammoths running around Siberia. That'd be kind of cool. Won't be surprised though. That will happen in the next 10 years. Or less. Probably less. What I've been hearing, 7. Maybe 6. Extraterrestrials. It doesn't scare me. I know it scares people because they're scared of the unknown. A lot of people fear the unknown. I don't. Honestly, guys, I'm just happy that they're finally going to prove me right and James right, because James always believed in him. It's coming. I don't know if it's going to be right at this moment. It may be a year from now, maybe 10 years from now, but you're going to get more and more of these sightings all the time. You can think we're crazy, and I know somebody's going to think that, oh, you guys are just crazy. It was just water balloons or air balloons or something there. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Please quit being so shallow. Open your mind. If you're just scared of something, quit being scared. There's nothing you could do about it. If you want to hide in life and pretend something's not there and it could be, just because you don't want to believe it because you're scared or you're just being ignorant, that's on you. That's fine. I can't change your mind, but come on. Do you really believe this is the only planet that has anything on it? The odds on that is impossible. You know that, right? Space, all these planets, all these places. And I know some people don't believe that. You know what? I don't care what you believe. James worked for NASA. It exists. His dad worked for the government. That's all I'm going to say on that. It exists. You get telescopes that you could see the planets, so they exist. So the moon doesn't exist. You could see Mars and Venus sometimes, so they don't exist. Come on, guys. Do you think that we're the only things? You know how ignorant that is to think that. It's impossible, mathematically impossible, that we're the only things here living that have any kind of thought. It's not. I'm sorry. I've never believed that. And I'm sorry if you think I'm an ass because I said what I said. I don't care. I don't care what you think. This is my opinion. I know that some people don't like you having an opinion, but too damn bad. I'm going to have it. That's me. I'm going to say what I want to say, and I always have. And I don't care. I Look at my lifestyle. Look at behind there. You don't think I get threats and stuff saying crazy stuff about me? I've had people come at me. I don't care what you think. You know what? That's your opinion. The funny thing is, I don't wish any problems on anybody. It's just crazy how people get so mad about dumb things. This isn't a dumb thing, but I mean, if you don't want to believe it, that's fine. Just leave it at that. When you comment, you do because you want to start a fight. You want to get something going because you want to try to prove your point. And that's fine. You're not going to change my mind. I don't care what you think. These things are real to me. And they're coming. I don't care what you think or what conspiracy theory you think or what your religion says. There's nothing you can do about it. They're coming soon. Maybe not today, but tomorrow they are. One day. And they're pretty much admitting they're real anyway. It's going to change everything. And I love it. I love it. Because it makes us know there's more out there. And we'll never know everything because no one will ever know everything. There could be thousands of species of different aliens out there. Of creatures, mutants, whatever you want to call them. I don't want to even call them that because we don't know what they are. Maybe there's good and maybe there's bad. There's enough people who believe all this stuff anyway, so it is what it is. But I believe there's a chance this was extraterrestrial and it wasn't from us. They're not saying the truth. They're running around, beating around the bush about it. And there's something going on. I'll just say that. We don't know what it is, but there's something going on. Why all of a sudden all these people are starting to try to spy on us? There's something going, it's just crazy going on and they're not telling us. And they don't think we can handle it. Because look at all the stuff that's happened. COVID, now this. All the political stuff that's going on for last years, all the rioting, all the COVID stuff that's happened, all the stuff that's going on in Russia. Do you think we can really handle this stuff right now? That's what they think. They don't think it. They're not going to tell you the truth right away. Till it comes and slaps us on our front door. Then you ain't going to be able to lie about it anymore. But that's my opinion, guys. I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you, brother. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. It was about stuff that's been going on right now and even happening today. You guys have comments of what you think. Always leave them in the comments. We always like to hear them. Try not to be negative. Or we'll block you. If you guys want to listen to all the old shows, go to James Hersey's YouTube page and subscribe. If you guys want merchandise, he'll tell you where to go. Shirts, hats, all kinds of cool stuff. COVID masks, even though COVID's pretty much over. If you guys got any suggestions for other shows, tell us. Give it to us. We always like to hear it. What you guys think. Anything, you can always catch our show on Parax Radio. I want to thank you guys from Parax Radio. Every Sunday nights at 9 Pacific, 12 Eastern. And Best of show Tuesday nights, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. Thank you for listening to us for all these years. We love you guys. Misfits, Sugar Ladies, Monster Lover, Demon Hunters, I love you. And blessed be and have a good night. Good night, guys. We love you.
Thank you, brother. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope that it was entertaining, and I hope that you kind of learned something. And let us know down in the comments section when this hits YouTube what you guys think about it. Do you think that it's a UFO invasion? Do you think that it is a fake UFO invasion meant to seize control and institute a one world government? Do you think that it's just weather balloons? Do you think that it is foreign spy drones or balloons that they are employing to try to spy on us and figure out, our top secret sites and all that kind of jazz? Is that what you think? Or do you think that there's actually nothing going on at all, that they're just lying about it? And that sounds like a crazy statement. I understand. There's people that aren't awake yet that have no idea what's actually going on in the world, that live in a bubble. They're like ostriches. They got their head buried in the sand. And they still think that Biden is a great president. And they still think that all these people give a damn about them. They're not awake yet. And I don't hate you. I ain't got no ill feelings toward you. I love you guys, man. Just because you're asleep doesn't mean that I don't love you. Just because you're wrong don't mean that I don't care. You'll wake up eventually. Unfortunately, for some of you, it might be too late. It might be as the whole world is raining down around you. Then you'll finally wake up and see what's actually happening. But when you wake up, we'll be here. We'll be here. Because, see, we don't hate you. That's the thing, man. The media tries to tell you that conservatives hate you and they want you dead and they want all these horrible things for you. We don't want that at all. You're Americans, man. We are all Americans. For God and country. We got your back. And when you see what's happening, we'll be here. We'll be here to help explain. We'll be here to help you out. Because we've prepared. We're ready. I know, even the most stubborn among you, I know that you got to be looking around right now and saying, what in the hell is happening? This is crazy. Why? Is everything that I thought was one way is actually another way? The whole world is upside down. What the hell's going on? I know you got to be thinking that. Things ain't right. Have you realized yet that they've been lying to you for years? Have you realized yet that all the people that you put on a pedestal and thought were so amazing are actually criminals and evil, evil people? Have you realized that yet? And I'm not just talking to the Democrats here, because here's a little secret that I'll share with you. 95% of D.C. is dirty. Now, last time I checked, the Democrats do not have 95% of the seats in the House and the Senate and the presidency. There's a lot of Republicans that are dirty as hell, too. We have got to stop fighting each other. We got to stop the bickering and the arguing and the stupid stuff back and forth. Stop believing every damn thing you hear on the TV just because some dude says it. Do your research, man. Get proof. If they can't prove it to you, if they can't show you evidence, why the hell are you believing it? Why are you turning against your fellow countrymen with zero proof? Sounds kind of dumb to me. Why would you do that? I've seen people turn against their own damn family members. Their own family members. Calling them all kinds of horrible names. Treating them like garbage. Because they don't vote for the same guy that you vote for. Have you ever considered that you might be wrong? Happens a lot. There's a lot of you that are very, very wrong about a lot of things. But you never consider that. But you're going to turn against your own blood and call them horrible names. You're going to turn against your own countrymen. Don't make no sense. Why? Have you realized that they've been lying to you? Because they have been. They don't care about you. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your children. The only thing they care about is their own wealth and their own power and satisfying their own sick desires. And for those of you that are awake that know what I'm talking about, you understand. For those of you that are still asleep and you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see soon. Because that certain list is going to be released soon. A lot of that documentation of he who shall not be named will be released soon. And you'll see for yourself. I always say about everything, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Find it for yourself. I'm sharing this information with you. I'm telling you what I know. Doesn't mean you got to believe it. Check it. Do the research. Go look it up. See for yourself. But don't just believe what somebody tells you. Find the evidence. And I don't mean find an article in the New York Times where that idiot says it's true. No, where's the source material? Where's the documentation? Let me see it. That's the only way I believe something's true or not. If I can prove it. Now, we talk a lot of outlandish stuff on these shows. We talk about ghosts and demons and Bigfoot and monsters and UFOs and all this cool stuff. And as always, it is always up to you to make up your own minds about all of it. All I do is try to give you the best information I can give you. And then you decide for yourself. I've given you the best information and the best arguments that I could tonight. Now, some of it I had to kind of skirt my way around because I can't really say some of the words because they'll nuke the channel if I do. But I think that you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. And I think even the leftist of you, I think you see it. Now, whether you're ready to admit it or not, but you see it. Look at that Fetterman guy. Just got elected. He's already in the hospital again. Dude is a complete nightmare. He's a train wreck. You think he won? You think that he won? You think the people of Pennsylvania are so stupid that they voted that guy in? Looks like Lurch off the Addams Family. Can't even make a complete sentence. Can't even walk a straight line probably. In the hospital again. God bless him. I hope that he does. I hope he recovers. I hope he does well. I don't want him to have a bad time, but it's clear that he's not capable of doing the job. Clear as day. So either that wasn't on the up and up and he didn't actually win that, and it was little dirty business going on, or the people of Pennsylvania are so damn stupid that they voted in a half-dead person who can't even communicate. Are they that stupid? Or was it rigged? Those are the two options. Because if you're telling me he got all them votes, if you're telling me it was on the up and up and it's square, that means they're dumb enough to vote somebody in who might die tomorrow. He's got all kinds of problems. He can't do nothing. Well, hell, I guess they voted in Biden, right? If it's on the up and up. He couldn't even say a complete sentence. He's on camera sniffing children all over the damn place. I guess that's not a big deal either. So if we're all truly that stupid that we voted these people in, then I guess they deserve what they get, right? I don't know. Don't blame me. I voted for Trump. Love you guys. Catch you on the next one. Calm down. Calm down. Relax. It's just politics, baby. They say it's a blood sport, but it's not. It's entertainment. It's fun. None of it's serious. It's all a clown show, man. None of it's real. It's all smoke and mirrors. They're just lying to you all the time to take your money. That's all it's about, man. They just want your money. But you expect everybody to be serious about it? Come on. It's such BS. It's not even funny. All of it is crap. It's garbage. It's nonsense. And you know it. You know it. Don't get angry with me. I love you. I'll see you later. Catch you on the next one. Till I speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do we. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Lee.
And this is Michelle.
And this is Dustin from the Dead Zone.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X.
In order for the light to shine so brightly,
darkness must be present. Tune in every Monday at 10 o'clock for Dark Sun Rising on the Para X Radio Network.